Hey, it's Rafael Cintron here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the fastest suppliers and Aliexpress alternatives available for you right now. There's a lot of them. There's almost 20 to 30 plus companies that are actually doing this. I'm going to show you the best ones that I personally use, my students are using and are working right now, and the pros and cons of each company. They're not perfect, they have some defaults or defects, so I'm going to talk about exactly which one you should choose for which step you are in your e-commerce journey. Let's go. Now, before we start, I'm going to be showing you the companies, but if you want my private contacts, my private agents at each of these specific companies, I'm actually going to be giving them out for free during our 5-day live training. So make sure to click that first link down in the description and join the private Facebook group. We'll be launching on August 10th. For 5 days, I'll be going live, teaching you absolutely everything that you need to know about Shopify and building an e-commerce business, plus my direct contacts to contact at these companies. Okay, first company up is Sourcingbox. It is a newer company. It hasn't been in the market for a couple of years, and it's also a company that very few people are using. I'm the only one that has actually been talking about it, and it's because my students are getting great results with this company. They're shipping very, very quickly, and the great thing about them is that here on the bottom, you can see there's no MOQ. So it depends on what kind of store you have, what kind of product you're sourcing. And I heard a lot of people go to Sourcingbox, try to find their product, they couldn't find it, so they put a sourcing request, which basically means asking Sourcingbox to source your product, to find your product for you, and it's taking a long, long time. The reason behind that is because I made another video about Sourcingbox that got a lot of views and a lot of attention, and a bunch of people started flooding into the platform and they started clogging up the system and the support. So there's not as many people to support all of these new students that just came in. So if you are patient, they will give you the exact sourcing request in maybe a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, and there is no MOQ depending on your product. MOQ basically means minimum order quantity. It's how many orders you're getting on a daily basis. You can basically have 0 orders and they can still work with you. Some companies will not work with you unless you're doing 5-10 orders a day. Some agents won't work with you unless you're doing 30 orders a day or so. They also have warehouses, which is very convenient if you want to ship very fast. They're getting shipping times between 7 or 10 days for a lot of my students, especially for the students that are doing the most volume. So especially Sourcingbox is the best company that I recommend right now. Not that many people are talking about it, so there's less people on it and less people actually using it. You still have to be patient because they are a new company. That's the only flaw, that they don't have as many people. They're not as experienced. They can ship very quickly. And the 2 shipping methods that I recommend you use at this company is Express and CNE Express. If they tell you, hey, we can ship it with this other shipping method or this other thing, don't do it. Those 2 are the only reliable ones. I don't recommend using any other shipping methods that they recommend. Also with Sourcingbox, you can get custom packaging and branding for your products. That does require an MOQ, minimum order quantity. If you are doing around 15 to 20 orders per day or more consistently, you will need to pay a little bit of a fee in order to get the product to be custom branded and custom packaged, but you can get that with this company. Very, very useful if you're planning on scaling up to the 6-figure level, 7 figures, and you're actually wanting to build a legitimate brand and a legit company. The next company up, HyperSku or HyperSku. I've actually interviewed the CEO. He's from China. He's an agent in China of HyperSku, and we talked about their shipping methods, how they ship to my students, to my customers, and so on. So HyperSku is definitely one of the most reliable ones. They have the best support right now, and they're able to ship a lot of quantity of products without having a lot of issues or any shipping delays. Now the problem with HyperSku, even though they say they can ship in 7 calendar days, be careful with those claims with a lot of these companies, specifically now with COVID. They might ship within 14, 17, 15 days or so. That's the real calendar day shipping, not 7 days, 3 days, or 2 days like some people are claiming out there. That's not really real with COVID unless you're shipping from the US to the US. Now, the cool thing about them is that they have sourcing directly from factories. So if you put a sourcing request through HyperSku, they'll go directly to one of their factory contacts, or they'll find a factory contact through their network, and they'll try to find you the best possible price and the best possible shipping option for HyperSku. Now, it's important to say that on their website, if you go and sign up and get an account and you go and check the product prices and the shipping times, there will always be the open price or the open shipping time. Basically, what they mean by that is that if any competitor of theirs goes to the website, tries to find the product price, it's always going to be higher than what it really is if you contact their agent. So you're going to get an assigned agent as soon as you sign up for HyperSku. You can contact them, get your assigned agent, and then actually ask for the real sourcing price, the real product price, and the real shipping time or shipping price. Some of their products are a little bit more expensive than other companies, say Source and Box or the other ones that I'm going to talk about here, but they are the most, let's say, stable company. They have had a lot of volume since last year when I started talking about them, and they've been great to my students, great to the people that I've referred to them, and they've done a great job specifically on the quality control of their packages and of the products. They haven't had that many broken products or products that don't even arrive, as opposed to other companies that have that a lot. I'm going to talk about those in just a little bit. Highly recommend this company, but make sure that you actually source the product through your agent. Don't try to use the app alone. You always want to contact them directly. If you want my private contact, make sure to join the 5-day training. I'll be sharing it there. Really quick, before you keep watching, I just want to congratulate Jesus from Colorado for winning our $0 to $60,000 per month student case study that I did with my student Ryan. We talk about the exact products, ads, and strategy that he used to scale up to that point. If you're interested in winning that for this video, make sure to comment down below your city or country where you're from. All over the world, we have a global community here. I will pick one of the comments, and make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that like button, and I'll pick a winner for this video. The third company up, eProlo. Now, why I like this company and why I should recommend you to use it? Well, they are very easy to set up on your Shopify store, and it's also extremely easy to use if you have experience using other fulfillment apps like eProlo, DSers, Shopify, and so on. So eProlo, it's an app on Shopify. You can connect it directly to your Shopify store and import products onto your store just like you would with eProlo. So you just go to Aliexpress, click import through eProlo, and it imports the product directly to your Shopify store, as opposed with Source and Box and HyperSku, you have to do a manual importing of the product or connect it manually. After importing it through eProlo, you then have to connect it with the other company. So eProlo is very easy to use for somebody that's a complete beginner, doesn't even know how to use that much these apps, doesn't know how to run a Shopify store. This one is actually perfect. They say that they can do 5 to 8 days delivery time. Not true. Well, the average delivery time that they're getting for some of my students that are using eProlo, it's around 12 to 14 days. That's what you should expect. Also, the pricing is a little bit higher than other companies on the product by product basis, unless you are doing a high volume of orders. If you're doing high volume of orders, eProlo then gives you discounts, and it's a much better app to use if you have a higher volume. So now if we go down to the bottom, they also have branding and logo printing on the shipping label, invoice, and scotch tape, and pretty much everything that has to do with your product is custom branded, even if you are not doing a high volume of orders. This is also why I like eProlo, because it allows beginners to start off with a branded basis. If, let's say, you want to start a Shopify store and an e-commerce business, but you don't want to do it the Aliexpress method, you don't want to just ship random products to your customers, you actually want to be very branded, very professional, very legitimate. Maybe you have a little bit more money that you want to invest in your business to make it look much better. Then eProlo allows you to brand your products much better than the other companies that I've talked about or I'm going to talk about allow you to do. They also have warehouses all over the world, so not only in China, that they can ship to other countries. So let's say if you want to ship to the UK, Europe, Australia, you want to ship to South Africa, Israel, some different countries that some of my students are advertising to. It's also very convenient to use eProlo. Like I said, it's just an app. You just add it to your Shopify store. Very easy to use. Now the cons are pricing is a little bit higher, and also their support not as great as it could be. Their agents are a little bit unresponsive on Skype, and also it's kind of hard to really get to them if you aren't doing a really high amount of orders. The next one up that I've personally used, I'm not saying you should use them, I'm just saying I've used them really well to process over $100,000, $200,000 in orders, is FulfillPanda. And specifically, this is just basically a storefront that the agent that I used to use, Eric, uses. So this is FulfillPanda. It's his company. It's a fulfillment services company, but it's really just a little collection of agents, about 3 to 4 agents. The main agent being my contact, Eric. If you want that contact, make sure to join the 5-day training. What they do is they ship and source your products. It says here we can virtually source anything and get you a reply within 24 hours. That's actually true. I always ask my agent for sourcing requests all the time. I ask them, hey, do you have this product? Do you have this product? And also it's very convenient because you can talk to him directly on Skype. If you're doing a certain amount of orders, let's say 20 to 30 orders a day, you can actually talk to Eric directly on Skype, talk to him, ask him, hey, do you have this product, this one, how much is the shipping? Can you ship it to Germany or whatever the country it is that you're shipping, and get that support directly there. It's not just a random collection of agents or not just random support. It's actually the owner talking to you directly and giving you the sourcing request information very, very quickly. They can also do the branding, they can do private label, they can do also photos and videos, and it's very easy to use directly with them. You can also pay by CSV or fulfill your orders by CSV. What that basically means is you just export your orders from Shopify into a Excel file. You send him the Excel file and he goes and processes all of the orders, and then you just pay by PayPal. So it's a little bit more manual, unlike, let's say, eProlo, that's all connected to your Shopify store, very easy to put. This is a little bit more manual, more human aspect of using dropshipping and actually shipping your products to your customers. If you like that, definitely a company you should consider. All right, now that I mentioned those 4 companies, there's definitely a lot of other ones. For example, there's CJ, there's Udroppy, FulfillPanda, there's so many other ones. Now, these are the top ones that I personally use. The other ones that I've used or I've used before have had a lot of issues. Specifically, now with the COVID situation going on, there's one company that I used to talk about a lot here on YouTube, saying that it's a great company. And then March and April, they really messed up for a lot of students. My students started telling me, hey, stop recommending this company. I'm not going to say which one it actually is. You can guess down in the comments, but I'm not recommending that anymore just because of the huge failure that they had during the COVID. Everybody was suffering at the time, but some of these companies, specifically the ones that I'm talking about right now, pulled through and they were actually able to ship products regardless of what's going on in the world right now. So if you hear about another company, make sure to do the proper research and seeing, hey, can they actually ship products during this whole disaster situation that the world is going on, and what shipping time exactly can they get during these uncertain times. Now, let's say you don't want to use any of these companies and you're tired of these agent companies and you don't want to use any of them. You just want to have somebody that takes care of you as a person and a private agent. So one thing that I recommend to do, apart from just going to a service like Upwork and hiring someone directly, is you can go to Facebook groups. For example, I have a Facebook group. It's called 7-Figure E-Commerce Secrets. There's about 20,000 people on the group here, 19,500. And what you can do on these groups is actually post on the Facebook group. All you got to do is go to the search tab here, just put e-commerce, or just click the link in the description for my group, and you can do, hey there, I'm doing 20 orders per day in the garden niche. Anyone know a good agent that can process my orders? Or if you don't have any orders, then you can just say, anybody know a good agent in the whatever your niche or whatever your products are. So you can just go to a bunch of Facebook groups, ask this question, get a lot of DMs, a lot of direct messages from people that are agents or companies that are agents. Be very careful. A lot of them might not be trustworthy. They might go out to scam you or really be very sketchy and not have real support or a real company. They're just a middleman that's getting people from, let's say, products from Aliexpress and then shipping them out to your customers. That's definitely not what you want. You want to make sure that these people are legit. So it's more of a manual process that you need to go through interviewing all these agents instead of just picking the company that you want to use. But it's definitely an option that you can use to find your own private agent that you can build a long-term relationship with. That's it for these AliExpress alternatives and all of these shipping options available to you. Let's say you are a beginner and you are not getting any sales at all, and you get 1 or 2 or 5 orders, and none of these companies actually answer you or they're willing to work with you just because you have so little orders. What you can do is, for the first couple of orders, you can order from AliExpress or from a direct agent like DHgate. Yes, you can use AliExpress in that case to scale, get more orders, actually build a legitimate business. AliExpress is not the place to go. It's not where you should be fulfilling. It's not where you should be processing your orders. So in the beginning, yes, you can do 1 or 2 and then transition to one of these companies so you don't get a headache by just talking to them, getting rejected again and again and again. If you want the private context and exactly how we use these companies to ship the products and everything that has to do with building a professional e-commerce business, make sure to join the 5-day live training group. I will see you there. And if you want to work directly with me and my team and mentor with me and my team to build your e-commerce business, make sure to click that second link down in the description and book a free one-on-one 15-minute discovery call. If you already have a Shopify store, but you're not getting the sales that you want and you want to improve, make sure to click the video right there. I fix live Shopify stores, and I show you exactly what to do when your Shopify store is not converting, how to actually fix it up, what to improve, and how to make sure that people actually buy from your store. It's a video that I did reviewing student stores. You definitely don't want to miss that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that like button, and I will see you in the next video.